Now today's topic is Indian Constitution. Now in this chapter Indian Constitutions, first we need to know about Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly generally formed to frame the constitutions of India. Now let's see some important informations related to Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly was formed in November 1946. Again I am repeating, the purpose of the assembly was to frame the constitutions of India. The Constituent Assembly held its first meeting on 9th November 1946 regarding framing of the Indian Constitution. This Constituent Assembly took 2 years, 11 months and 18 days to frame the constitutions of India. Now let's study some eminent person related to Constituent Assembly. Just we need to know the name. That is Dr. Sachidanand Sinha, who was the first president of Constituent Assembly, means when its first meeting was held on 9th December 1946. After that, elected president of the Constituent Assembly was Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and Sir B.N. Rao was appointed as constitutional advisor. Now we need to know about drafting committee. Generally, this drafting committee, they draft the constitutions of India, and its first chairman was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Enactment of the constitutions. So constitutions was adopted on 26 November 1949. And another thing, just know it, that from 26 January 1950 constitutions became effective. That means constitutions start working. Okay, and on 26 November 1949 the constitutions was adopted by the Constituent Assembly, and it came into effect on 26 January 1950. Original compositions of the constitutions. Now when constitutions was first made, its number of article was 395. It divided into 22 parts, and it has 8 schedules. Now let's study about the features that we borrowed from other constitutions. From British constitutions we borrowed parliamentary form of government. That means what? In parliamentary form of government, the political party which acquired maximum seat in Lok Sabha, they form the government, and the leader of that particular party become the prime minister. Next one, rule of law. Rule of law means no one is above the law of the constitutions. Each and everyone should follow the rules and the regulations mentioned in the constitutions. Next one, law making procedures. That means related to the legislatures. That means how the law making process will take place in parliament or in Vidhan Sabha. So these are the things that we borrowed from British constitutions. Another thing is about we need to know about single citizenship. That also we had borrowed from British constitutions. Single citizenship means with only one voter card we can move to any part of the country, we to any state or any province. For that we need not to apply for separate uh, voter card or passport is required. Means just one single citizenship um, is applicable in India. Next one is institutions of the speaker. Now you all know that speaker plays an eminent role in Lok Sabha. Then doctrine plays a tenure of civil servant. That means related to permanent executives. So these are the things we had borrowed from British constitutions. Next one, American constitutions. American constitutions, we had borrowed judicial system and fundamental rights. Judicial system means integrated judicial system, and fundamental rights are the basic rights through which an individual can expose his or her inner potential. From Canadian constitutions also we borrowed federal system with strong central authority. Okay, that means unitary in practice and federal in structure. Next one, residual powers, which relies to the central government. Next, center state relations. Okay, so this thing we had borrowed from Canadian constitution. From Irish constitutions, we borrowed directive principles of state policy, elections of the president of India. Now, directive principles of state policies are not enforceable by law. Next one, from Australian constitutions, we borrowed the concurrent list, freedom of trade and service within the country. Now, what do you mean by concurrent list? Actually, India is a federal country. Three lists are there. Union list. The items in the union list are followed by the central government. State list. These items are dealt by the state government, and concurrent list where both central and state can interfere. Now, Weimar constitutions. Okay, means it is from Germany. That is the emergency provisions. Then Soviet constitutions. That is from United States of Soviet Russia. We borrowed the 5 years plan and the fundamental duties. Okay, and from Government of India Act, that is the office of the governor and power of federal jury. So that means this is related to the federal structures. And from South African constitutions, we borrowed the amendment of the constitutions. Now let's study about the salient features of the Indian constitutions. First one, it is the written constitutions. That means each and every laws are written in the Indian constitutions. Means whatever laws we find in the constitutions are in written form. Next one, it is the longest, lengthiest constitutions. It means that when the constitutions was made, originally it was having 395 articles, which was divided into 22 parts and 8 schedules. Okay, however, at present, we are having 442 articles divided into 22 parts and 12 schedules. Next one, democratic form of government. It means that people in India elect their representatives and those representatives make laws for the country. So that is why democratic form of government. Next one, sovereignty of the people. Now, under the constitutions, the people of India are the ultimate sovereign. Okay, because it is the people who elects the representatives. Okay, and those representatives make laws for the country. So here people are the ultimate authority. Next one, parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary form of government means um, the political party which secured maximum seat in the legislature, they forms the government, whether it is in the central or in the state. Next one, fundamental rights. In India we have 6 fundamental rights. Now fundamental rights are those basic rights which uh, enable an individual to promote his or her inner qualities. Okay, so in India we are having 6 fundamental rights. Next one, we need to know about fundamental duties. Now, fundamental duties means uh, as we are enjoying certain rights, so we need to perform some duty. Now, the fundamental duties are total 11 in number, and it is in part 4A of the Indian Constitution. And this had been introduced by 42nd Amendment Act 1976, that with fundamental rights, citizens of India should also follow certain fundamental duties. And next one, directive principles of state policies. Now, these directive principles are contained in part 4 of the constitutions. Generally, these directive principles aim at providing the social and economic base of a democracy, but these are not enforceable by law. Now, mixture of rigidity and flexibility. Why mixture of rigidity and flexibility? Indian constitutions is rigid in the sense because the basic structures of the constitutions is very much impossible to amend, whereas flexible means certain law can easily be changed with simple majority. Clear? So that is why a mixture of rigidity and flexibility. Single citizenship means in India means uh, we have just only one voter card. For example, I'm just telling. So uh, which could be applied for the whole country and even for that particular state also. So that is why you are just enjoying a single citizenship. Clear? Because you just uh, one example I'm giving, that for moving from one state to another we no need to um, means get any uh, documents or any um, no objection certificate from the government. With just one single voter ID card, okay, that is issued by the elections commissions of India, we can move to any part of the country. That is whatever it is, means we can also give the Lok Sabha vote as well as Vidhan Sabha vote with one voter ID card. So that is why we enjoy single citizenship. Now next one we need to know is about preventive detentions. Okay, now preventive detentions, it means that when uh, means just I'm telling that the, if uh, any person done wrong, then uh, means he is taken into custody. The main purpose is to prevent them from committing further offense or maintaining public order. So that is preventive detention is here. Next one, a secular state. Why secular state? Because there is no official religion of the country. Next one, independent of judiciary. Here judiciary is totally free from executive interference and legislature, so that they can give the verdict in impartial manner. Adult suffrage means this is one type of political equality, because uh, each and every citizen who had attained the age of 18 could give the vote. Okay, now you all know that preamble means an introductions or preface to the constitutions of India. Now, what preamble is telling? Preamble is telling that we, the people of India. That means we, the people of India, and definitely it indicates the democratic nature of the country. That we are sovereign. Sovereign means India can chalk out its own policy without any foreign interference. Socialist. Socialist means to reduce the social inequality. More and more public sector unit will be encouraged. Secular means there is no official religion of the country. Democratic means that people can elect their representatives and also opposition's political parties are there. Republic means there must be an elected head. Now in India, there are two elected head. One is president, who is indirectly elected and head of the country, and prime minister, who is directly elected and head of the government. And next, you just come and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of thought, expressions, belief, faith, and worship. Okay, so these are the overall uh, features of preamble. And another thing, let me discuss, that is fraternity. Okay, that means feeling of brotherhood. Justice means where there should not be inequality should prevail in social sphere, economic sphere, and political sphere. Liberty means freedom of thought and expression should be there, and fraternity means feeling of brotherhood. And it is also mentioned here that this Constituent Assembly on 26th day of November 1949 adopt these constitutions.